Hello again, and this is part 2 of my little front garden area tour. And it is a beautiful Tuesday morning. So it's been about a week since I was able to get back out here and film the rest of this. So let's see how everything's doing. And this one, I think I forgot to mention this one in my first part, but I love this. It's an Opuntia, and it gets really purple petals when they're first coming out. You can really see that one there. And then when it gets cold. But this one's about to bloom. It's got 4 flower buds on it, so that'll be really pretty. And it looks like they're going to be yellow. And if we go along this way, I can't remember if I talked about my Perrii, but here's my Agave Perrii. It's got a nice pup. It's doing good. This is about to open. This gets beautiful, huge pink flower. And this is one of the pups off my main plant, which is in the back of the house. That one's gonna flower. And that main plant, the stalks are at least 10 inches long. They're just massive, big, pink, beautiful flowers. So that'll be pretty cool because they're about to go off. And this little one is starting to open up its flowers. All these echeverias, they're all flowering. Some more little cactus. I'm trying to keep my shadow out of the way because it's early. I think it's about 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30. Those ones are budding. The Aeonium still looks good. My little Sempervivum garden is doing really good and showing lots of color. It likes this weather. It's still fairly cool. Over in here, I have my baby beryl colony here. They're all doing good. I lost a few over the winter and I had to replace them. And I'm looking at this one, and this one doesn't look really good. It still feels firm. Hello, kitty. But these are doing good. All these soft, mostly echeverias and and kitty cats. Get out of there. Psst. Get. They're all blooming. Everything is happy this time of year. I have some agavoides there. They're flowering like crazy. Sadly, this cactus here really suffered this winter. So that tall part with all the big spikes, I might have to chop the top of that off because it looks like it was rotted down at the base. This little cactus is about to give me a flower. Up in here, we have, we've got a lot of euphorbias up in here. These ones commonly called the corncob cactus. I'm not sure if that one is supposed to stay green. It really turned red, that Echinocerius. It's hard to read the tag from here, but that's a really cool little cactus. This guy hasn't really shown me any new growth yet this year, but I'm waiting. This one hasn't done anything, another euphorbia. This one I'm still waiting for those buds to open, but I think somebody told me they were purple, that they're gonna be purple. Yeah, the people that I bought it from, she said that'll be a purple flower, so that's cool. This little mammillaria starting to flower. My little cholla here's got some new growth on the top. You can see that. And let's see, what do we got down here? Let's go over here. I just repotted this in a different video. It's looking good. All my soft succulents down here, they're all doing good. Looks like my Aeoniums are starting to close up a little bit. It's starting to get warm. We're getting temperatures in the high 80s. It's supposed to be 92 today. And the Aeoniums don't like those hot temperatures. So they're dormant in the summer. This another little barrel's doing good. Got some pretty little stuff down here that was all scraps that were infested with mealybugs a friend of mine gave me. I treated them all really good, stuck them in here, and now they're really starting to take off, filling that area. My Millii is coming back. I wasn't sure if it was going to make it through the winter. It's another euphorbia. Does not do cold. So we'll see what happens there. And here my pots are doing really good. The blue elf is still blooming. My Sahara looks good here. And I think my phone is talking. Turn that off. My music just randomly came on my phone. So these are looking really good. I'm getting some color here. The sun's really starting to wake the plants up now after this long cold winter that we had. This is one of my favorite cactus, and it has got flower buds all over it, and it's a very pretty light purple flower. Here, this one that I just potted up. I made a video, and I don't remember if I posted it, of repotting this one, but I'm going to have to really be careful because I don't water a lot in here. But I'm going to need to, because that string of pearls there is going to want water. I did tuck it around the back to keep it protected a little from the sun, so we'll see what happens with it. My fountain's looking good. I still need to pull everything out of here and replant it. I pulled all the stuff out at one point earlier this year so my husband could drill some holes in that fountain because it didn't have any drainage. And we get that corner there has got a crack in it, and the water just pours right down into this fountain, so I had to have an umbrella over it. But everything seems to be doing really good. The plants all look great. My little fountain that I posted a video on this when I finally got this hooked up and running. How cute is that? The plants are doing good that are in there. They're happy. I have another little fountain up here. And then these are just some of my collectible echeverias. That one's about to flower. This one really suffered in the pot that it was in. I've had this little one in there for a couple of years, and I pulled everything else out of the pot and replanted the big pot, and I just stuck this in its own little pot, and then it flowered for me. That's the first time, so it must be happy. This one's about to flower, so these are all doing good. I still have this copper spoons that I don't have a spot for it. I just need to figure out where I want to put it. And then I went to the street fair, excuse me, that we have about a mile from us around the corner. We're pretty rural out here. We're in the middle of nowhere. And so they've started having a street fair, and one of my favorite vendors who I buy a lot of plants from, they came out, so I bought all these Superbums. They have really good prices. These little plants, I think they're 2-inch pots. They were only $2 a piece. So I bought a bunch of those. And then some other stuff. Look at this Fred Ives is about to flower. So I'm pretty excited. A little pause there for my trash guys just came. We have the best drivers that work for the, you know, pick up the trash and the recycle and all that. I had a huge chunk, if you can see over there, the Mugo pine that was dying. So we ripped it out, and it was laying in the driveway out there. And after he dumped my can, he hopped out and helped me load that big chunk back into the can, and he took that too. So that was really nice of him, because I didn't want to sit there and look at it for another 2 weeks. Okay, where was I? So here's another pot. This guy's flowering. I pulled this farther out when I put our dragon, red dragon tree here. So this is getting a lot more sun, and I think the plants are happy. This Fred Ives is really taking off. So that looks good. This little pot's doing good. This is my other matching, you know, planted bowl that I have, and it's looking really good. And this Echeveria Sahara has a couple of pups coming in, so hopefully this plant will really take off, and I'll have a whole bunch more of these, because this is my favorite Echeveria. So it looks really good. These sedums are looking good. My mint truffle's doing good. Another little pot. So the coin plant, it had a lot of new growth on the end, but then it kind of died off. But it looks like it's maybe starting back again to get some more new growth. I really want this to take off and kind of climb up this pillar. That is the only true succulent vine, so that's pretty cool. These two are about to flower. They get really pretty yellow flowers, so they got a lot of buds. And here, these are some small cactus I got in a big order. I just ordered a bunch of mixed cactus and succulents. It was 2 separate orders, and they're really starting to grow. I'm not going to be able to leave them in here very long. This little cactus, I don't remember what it is budding for me. It looks like all 4 of them are gonna be putting off some flowers. So that's kind of fun. And these guys up here are doing good. Probably need to fertilize them. My booby cactus is awfully yellow. I think if I get some fertilizer in there, that might green that up. Cat, what are you doing? Stay out of my plants. My little euphorbia here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video, but it is starting to put off right down in the very center of each plant. It's starting to send some little tiny buds. So those are probably leaves. Euphorbias do get leaves. And, oh, I just noticed this one's flowering now. Oh, yay. That one's really pretty. I love that plant. And let's see. Oh, these guys are starting to flower. These are pups. And that one, they all came out of that same container. So I think we've covered everything for part 2. This little pot is looking really good. Those are all leaf pullings that I did from the ones around the outside, around the edges. Those are all lovely rose, Echeveria lovely rose. I can't remember what the 2 in the middle were, but I chopped, they were really leggy, so I chopped the rosettes off and planted them. And then I've got the stems that I cut those lovely rose off. And these are all starting to get different little plants. These are a lot of different leaf pullings that I've done. I just throw them in there. And my fuchsia's looking good. My fern's starting to come back. I try to kill this thing every year because I always forget to water it. But this year I won't, because I've got a lot of green plants that will need water almost every day. So I will remember to water that every day. And I think that's about it. My Pilosocereus is, well, I don't really see anything new on it. I'm hoping it doesn't die on me. It did not fare well through the winter. I cut about 8 inches off the top because it had rotted. But my hedgehog cactus looks good. This little Gymnocalycium, I got a flower off of that one last year. It looks good. A few more little things down in here I didn't even mention. These Dickeas, I love these. They're super hardy. Some more little scraggly plants that are actually starting to take off. And back in the bottom of this pot, I've got some hidden little Echeverias that they get protected from the sun, so they seem to be doing good. But I think I've looked at everything. This one's doing good. Pretty little cactus. Oh, look at that. It's getting a new growth on there. The first one I had was this one over here, and I actually thought it was dead the first year because they do kind of look dead, but it really continued to grow, and so now it's happy, and now I have 2 of them. Oh, look at that. Looks like some new growth coming in here on my totem cactus. I love this. It has no spines. That's a pretty cool one. And everything else we kind of looked at. My Cameronii are doing good. They're starting to get green again, which means they're rooted. And this is an Agave filifera. It looks like it's about to open up a new leaf there. That's good. Got a lot of little stuff down in here.